Hello and welcome to Minor League Geeks, episode 41. I'm Connor, and with me today is Brent.
Hey everybody, it's just the two of us today.
Yeah, Brent is his mom's in town, so he's out getting dinner with her. Couldn't make it. Apparently, we're less important than his own mother,
Shit.
as Brent has a little
Sorry, everyone, I just dropped my headphones.
dropped everything.
So,
It's Comic-Con weekend. Have you been paying attention to it at all? Is that a thing that you can pay attention to based on the times?
it can, but we just can't pay attention to it like as live as you guys can. Like I've a whole bunch of news and interesting stuff that's been coming out because I mean everybody really knows that Comic-Con isn't as much about comics anymore. I mean it's still got a lot of comic stuff in it, but it's not as...
I saw one comic news story today. It's crazy.
What was it? Was it about Grant Morrison's something about the multiversity something?
Dead. It was
what was
something about if it will continue or whatever. I don't know. I didn't read it.
Damn. No, one of those stories I picked up was Korra. So I love the Legend of Korra, which some of the listeners will remember from. I can't remember if it was last episode or the episode before. Time just kind of fucking blows together. And disappointing things have happened where it's turned out. So they're like most of the way through their third season, and they've got about 5 episodes to go, and they've cut it. Where Nickelodeon has kind of pulled support, where they've cut it and said, you know, we're not going to have you on live TV anymore. It's going to be all digital, which is a bit annoying.
Do you get access to that? Like, is it region
not
locked?
On? No, it's not on TV. It's like I watch it over the internet anyway, which isn't a problem to me. But it just seemed I was just surprised that Korra wasn't as popular as I thought it was. I
think most people watch it.
We don't have
on the internet.
Yeah, a lot of people watch it. It's really good.
My girlfriend watches it. I've never. It's Avatar, right?
Yeah, it's the Last Airbender.
Yeah. I never watched
that.
It's
more adult. More as a kid. Wasn't it like 5 years ago? Well, no, you. I'm talking about the show. The show came out like 5 years ago. I was just finishing high school.
Airbender? No.
Yeah.
That came out so long ago?
When did that come out?
Korra came out recently. I'll look this up. I swear I was a child.
Yeah, well, Korra's been on for the last 3 years. Alright. But you and I are the same age, right?
Okay, I guess it was 2005. I was not
23?
a child. I'm 22.
2005, 2008?
So I was like 13.
What a fuck.
If my math is right.
2005, I would be...
I was in the 7th grade.
So 2008 was when I finished high school. Yeah. Oh, okay. So I was probably in the 9th grade, I think.
That checks out. Math's correct.
Yeah. Good. Because that was a complete fucking guess. I threw a dart in the middle of a room and hit that age. The thing you need to understand about Australian, how our television works, we have something called free to air. So all of our main channels that the whole country watches, because we're not as big as America in population or like industry, all of our yeah, sure, people just love America over Australia.
Yeah.
That's all I hear when I go down the street. They're just like, oh man, living in this beautiful country that is all of our coast is beach. It's fantastic. It's fucking terrible.
You have the
all
whole middle section.
People.
There's the desert.
The whole middle section. That's the thing I find fascinating. Yeah, it's just desert, and the same thing in America. The only difference is
the whole middle section
that we're like,
not worth it.
No, there's some beautiful places I've seen. There's like but there's like a section like just east of California, and like I've seen pictures of those states where I'm just like, fuck, that's desert. That's desert.
Yeah.
Like, no, there's some trees over there. There's some cacti and pinyon trees. Like, no, you fucking idiot. That's desert. People die there.
I'm sure
people are buried up to their necks out there. Yeah. That's where Breaking Bad was filmed. I think I can see the meth on the ground.
In Breaking Bad.
Yeah. was New Mexico. Didn't they say like they couldn't film it where they wanted to film it because like they wanted to film it? Was it in California or something? And they, because of the cost of it, they ended up filming it in New Mexico.
Sure, I'll believe that.
Fact checked.
Trust
Australian
you.
fact.
Australian facts about America.
Yeah, I'm sure it's 100% accurate.
Yeah.
But like we have free to air television, which is just TV that is just built into like, I don't know, tax. Like we don't have to pay a monthly fee for it, like to get decent television. Like it's our news, the kid shows on one channel. This is that. Like we had about 4 channels up until 2 years ago. And when I say 4 channels, it's like these 3 main channels. These are where some of them, like at the prime time, that's when they have like Heroes, and I'm talking about back when this actually happened. Heroes and Lost and what was it, fucking Prison Escape or whatever it was.
Prison Break.
And all those, yeah, Prison Break.
Were all of those shown on the same network?
No. Oh,
Okay,
Prison Break.
Those were 3 entirely different ones in America. It was
Prison Break,
ABC,
Heroes,
NBC, and Fox.
Prison Break and Heroes were shown on the same network, but Lost was shown on a different channel.
Okay.
Because we don't have that many, we can literally just call them by their numbers. So there's Channel 9 and Channel 7.
Yeah, that's...
Channel 10.
I've been watching
10.
a lot of British TV, and they're just like, oh, it's on Channel 3. That would not fly here. You'd be like, Channel 3,
Yeah.
and like...
Well, we have...
But even between like neighbors, their channel numbers would be different. Based on who's giving them cable. Yeah.
Oh, neighbors on...
Like your next door neighbor
yeah.
could have a completely different set of channel numbers than you.
Oh no, I'm talking about these aren't the channel numbers that these are actually on. I mean, they are now that everything's digital. But back when everything was all analog and, you know, you would have to adjust the fucking rabbit ears on the top of your TV. They, like, the ABC, the Australian Broadcast Company, was on Channel 2. So everybody just got used to, because that would be usually where it would scan through. People just got used to calling it Channel 2. So I've met people from like the eastern states, and I'm like, oh well, you know, just turn to Channel 2. This cool show is, you know, the show that you're looking for is playing on there at like 8:30. Like, Channel 2? What? You mean like Channel 5? Isn't that's where the ABC is? I'm like, no, the ABC is on Channel 2. So I've had to readjust my fucking slang. Damn it. Thanks, Obama.
He's not even the president of your country.
I know, but
discussing this,
come
you guys
on.
have prime ministers.
Yeah. Let's be honest. As much as like a lot of people in Australia give America shit for no reason, I feel, because I defend America a lot for multiple reasons. One, I like a lot of the people I've met there. Like 90% of the people I've met in America, good folk.
What about the
other 10%? I'm just like, well, that's just...
Or 10%. These are 98.
That's just like statistic. That's
Okay.
just a statistic. I'm like, of course there needs to be a little... Otherwise, how would I know who the good people are?
It's true.
I think there was a rude barista. This old Mexican lady was a bit rude to me, but I think that just might have been because I was a shitty kid. You know,
Yeah.
ordering a quesadilla, and I immediately pronounced it the wrong way.
What did you
Fucking
say?
Australia, and I don't know what the fuck. Well, I said it in a way like I clearly don't know what this is. I'm like, oh, can I just And when I don't know how to pronounce a word that's in a different language, I'm like, oh shit. In my head, I'm just running through it, just going, oh shit. Yeah, hi. Can I have this? Oh, hello, yes. Which one? This one here. And she was like forcing me to say it. I'm like, quesadilla? It's like, oh, it's pronounced quesadilla. She was very quiet, but when she delivered it, she seemed a little bit... She seemed upset. So I don't put that on her. I feel like that's my fault.
Thing? Do you guys have Mexican food in Australia?
We do, but it's not as prevalent as it is in America, and really not as prevalent as it is in California. I mean, it's recently become more of a thing, which I like because I really like Mexican food. I like cooking a lot of Mexican food because it's got spices in it. It's easier to eat. They like chicken. I like chicken. I should go to Mexico.
You should.
God, that would be terrible. I hear lots of horror stories about Australians going on holidays to Mexico.
Mexico's not that bad.
Back to the TVs.
Yeah.
No, there are some places where it's like, well, you will just. I'm assuming because there's like this in every single country in the world. It's like, well, if you go to this town, there's a good chance you get, something bad will happen. But most of the towns are fine. Like, this is all good. All the people are friendly.
Most might be pushing it, but maybe like half.
All right, that's cool.
Yeah.
Have you been?
Yeah, my grandmother actually moved there, like retired there. So the place that I go is not that bad, but I've heard some shit about. The bad area is bordering America.
That's terrible.
Because that's
how bad does that make you?
What?
No, oh yeah, I know, but it makes America sound really bad. It makes America sound bad. It's like, it's the place where it touches America. God. You got a lot of countries, you got a lot of states touching down America. It's a large border. Back to the Australian TV though. So you guys have cable, and that's if you want any decent television. That's where you can get it from, right?
Like, you could get Lost and Heroes and Prison Break without. No, you'd still have to pay.
All right.
You'd pay like nothing at all, but they would give it to you, and then if you wanted anything serious, like if you wanted more than 5 channels, you would have to pay like $100 a month.
But like HBO and NBC.
It's all part of. It's part of. Oh, that's complete. HBO's. You have to pay for that extra.
Yeah, that's what I figured. I mean, unless you get. Well, now you guys in America, a lot of people can HBO Go and Hulu and Netflix and etc.
Yeah, you guys don't have Netflix.
No, we don't have I don't know. I don't think we have the infrastructure for it, and also I just don't think it would be. I think. I mean, I know heaps of people that would like it. It's a large percentage of Australians, but it's just not a large amount of people in total compared to like America, where twice as many people of your entire population. Like your entire population is what, 300 million people, maybe 30 million people. Like 10% of your population is more than our population.
Yeah. Probably 10% of Americans use Netflix at least.
Yeah. So
way more.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to assume it'll eventually come here. But we also have a sort of a cable thing called Foxtel. It's called Foxtel for a number of reasons. It's Fox Television because of Rupert Murdoch.
You're Australian overlord.
He's not fucking Australian. Get that shit out of here.
He's not Australian?
No, he is. He technically is Australian, but he was I'm trying to find a way to explain it, but Rupert Murdoch's. I think he renounced his
Australianship.
Yeah, his Australianism, and then he came back and he has a. Oh, sorry, I was thinking of someone completely different. So I don't know. It's one of the things I don't really know what he looks like. He's 83 years old, and he was born in 1931. Fuck, he's old in Melbourne.
A long time ago.
Yeah, Melbourne, Victoria. Melbourne City, Victoria State. Country, Australia.
I know Melbourne. I don't know Victoria.
Yeah, Victoria's the state.
That's pushing
it looks like
knowledge.
It looks like a broken piece of glass if you separate it out from the other states.
Okay.
That someone's going to shank someone with. So he owns a lot of stuff.
He owns everything.
Yeah, he owns ridiculous. So
I heard recently he's going to try and buy Formula One, which is
wow,
$5 billion.
That is crazy. So Foxtel is an Australian pay television company operating cable, direct broadcast, satellite television, and IPTV services. I don't know what the fuck IPTV is. Formed in '95 through a joint venture established between News Corp, Fox, and Telstra, which is a phone and information. They're a mobile. I don't know how to describe it. They set up your home phone and your internet and your this. They're
It's like the Comcast that we have here.
They're one of the best networks in Australia. So it's not television. It's not Fox Television. It's Foxtel. So it's Fox Telstra. So it's 50%, 50% through those two. So it's through Telstra Media, which is the Australian company, and News Corp Australia, which is probably still technically owned by the
Yeah.
American part of it.
Isn't that the same thing, Fox and News Corp?
Yeah. Well, no, it just says. Yeah,
But
but
they're
it's called
both
the
owned
whole
by
thing's called
Rupert
News
Murdoch.
Corp. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's got a little remote control. Have you ever seen Sky? Was it Sky
I
service
know what
in the
Sky
United
is.
Kingdom?
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
so it's a lot like
I
that.
may or may not illegally get that from our Formula One. Because
So
they
you
just
just
don't offer it here.
So, well, there's Formula One's a thing that we get for free here, but like Foxtel, it's a lot like cable in a lot of ways. In the way that like just stuff like lots of shit, like hundreds of channels of just bullshit, and
Yeah.
then there'll be a couple like here's Discovery and here's this and here's that have interesting stuff on it, and it's largely the same as the Discovery Channel in America and the Animal Planet in America. Like it's all pretty much the same programming, just straight like we've put a hose in the side of your programming and brought it over here.
Okay.
So it's I mean I like it, but it's just not as prevalent as they probably want it to be.
And so that's where you get your Legend of Korra from.
Yeah, I was trying to find. I was like, where the fuck did we start with that?
That's how we got here.
Jesus, have you ever done that before? Where you're like listening to a podcast, because there's a couple that I listen to and they just go off wild tangents. I'm like, how do you remember where to get back to? I'm pretty sure they must write it down.
That was a bit of a walk to get back there, but I made it. So yeah, other Comic-Con news. There's a Last of Us movie. You had no idea about this until I told you.
Didn't hear about
You still don't know, so let me inform you.
All right, drop some knowledge.
Do you watch Game of Thrones?
I do, of course. I've read the books.
I don't watch it, but Arya Macy Williams.
Oh, no way.
She's in talks. It's not confirmed, but that's who they want to be Ellie. And Bruce Campbell as Joel.
Nah.
Yeah, that one was weird to me. Directed by Sam Raimi. Go figure.
Oh yeah, well Sam Raimi I could say.
And Neil Druckmann is actually writing it.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, here we go. James of Thrones, Arya Stark. Yeah, in talk for Last of Us movie. That's neat. Bruce Campbell seems like a weird choice for me.
Yeah, maybe if he had a beard, he just doesn't.
His face is too big.
Yeah,
he's got a really long face. It doesn't seem round enough. Like that's not anything on him. On him, like I like Burn Notice. I liked him in that, and I liked him in a bunch of the other stuff he's been in because he's got a very sarcastic way of speaking. Like he looks like Sully. To me, he's Sully from.
Yeah, he's Sully, not Joel.
Yeah. Joel. Who do you think would be good to play Joel? Because I think Arya is not Arya. Maisie Williams.
I think she's a good one. If she can do an American accent. Well,
I mean, you hear. I mean, I think she probably could. I mean, they've got trainers and such.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, who could be a good Joel?
I don't know.
Was it people saying like Antonio Banderas or something?
Interesting. Because when he's got a short hair, he's got the right shaped face, and I don't know.
It's all about the beard.
It's all about the beard. It's got to be short, like mine, but like a little bit longer down there. It's like stubbly down here.
Yeah.
So like it's faded, like it started to grow in.
Okay, I'm looking at a list on the internet.
Eric Bana, I think maybe.
Yeah. Bruce Campbell's actually on this list, but the ones I like, Viggo Mortensen and Hugh Jackman.
Those
make a lot of sense.
Hugh Jackman, that is a good one.
Hugh Jackman would be real good.
Do you ever hear any of the old stories from like when they first started the X-Men movies? Because that's pretty much what launched Hugh Jackman's career. His international career, which I think was really cool. But if you watch like the very original trailer for the first X-Men movie, people here, like I'm guessing you guys in America as well, but people here were like, "Oh, that's interesting. Hugh Jackman's decided to play this character as Australian." Because even though he was putting on an accent, it wasn't as good. So we had to go over and redub some of his lines.
Really?
Which I found, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Joaquin Phoenix may play Doctor Strange.
That also
crazy.
happened. What movie is that for? Or
Probably.
is it for like a Doctor Strange movie?
You know who Doctor Strange is, right?
I think. It's
He's
that
the.
comic books.
Oh, so you don't know that much about comic books?
No,
What
I
would it be in?
do.
Oh no, it's supposed to be for a Doctor Strange movie. So Doctor Strange is like the magician. Imagine a
Yeah.
therapist magician is kind of what he's like.
Okay. I don't know as much about Marvel.
Hmm.
Or really anything about Marvel. Yeah, so I'm
I've
just
been reading a lot of
yeah, I'm reading while I'm trying to host, but what else has happened at Comic-Con? Have you seen
It's like,
anything?
well, one thing that I was excited for, I don't know if this was announced last Comic Con, but this Comic Con, I was just like, this is fucking amazing. Um, pardon me. Um, the so I love the Flash. The Flash is one of, if not my favorite DC hero. Just all incarnations of him or her, depending on if you're in the future or not. I really like it. I think he's really cool. I like that they've now decided they've made it into a TV show. I've watched that pilot.
Oh
Which
yeah. Is that
Awesome.
gonna happen
Yeah, it looks like it's happening. Like the pilot was
this
cool.
year? Probably?
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
The I'm just trying to think of a good way to describe it. So, the main actor is I think they've picked a good choice to play Barry Allen. If you don't know anything about the actor who plays who's playing him, is so I liked Glee for a long time, and don't really anymore. 'Cause
Okay.
it just can't be fucked
The
watching.
first season was not bad.
Like the first season was cool. There was some fucked up shit going on in that first season. Anyway, so one of the guys, he was like the evil gay guy in like the third season. I was like, all right, well, that's interesting. And he's playing the Flash, and that's all I knew him from. So it's like, this is weird. I wonder how people are going to react to this. I thought they were going to, oh shit, the guy from Glee. People fucking hate Glee. What are they doing? And and he's really good. He's got that kind of awkward. Do you read any of the Flash, or you know that much about the Flash?
I've read a little bit of Flashpoint.
Ooh, I like the Flashpoints.
Yeah.
That was good. That was a good animated movie as well.
I don't think I've seen that one. I've seen most of the other ones.
Flashpoint's interesting. Like, obviously, they cut some stuff out and moved around,
Yeah.
but all the stuff they do with that is really cool. But like, so break it down really quick. There's been four mainstay Flashes. There's been the very, very first one, like was it the Silver Age?
Silver Age
Like with
Flash. Yeah.
Yeah, Silver Age Flash. His name Jay Garrick, and he was like, he wore the Hermes hat, like it was not a pith helmet, but it was like one of those.
He had with
silver
the lightning
helmets.
bolt on the side, and then the shoes.
No, that was the wings. The wings.
Oh, it's the wings.
Yeah, and the second guy is Barry Allen, who's like been, I think he's one of the longest running, like it's like him, and well, not longest running characters. It's him, Hal Jordan. It's like him and Hal Jordan are like friends in the comics, so it's like they're paired off as being friends, and then Wally West and Kyle Rayner. Rayner is one of the other Green Lanterns, whatever, and it's been really cool. Sorry, I jumped around a bit there.
Who
Barry
is
Allen,
the fourth Flash? Yeah.
So there's Barry Allen who decided being the Flash after the lightning bolt and the chemicals got him. He's like, I've got these super speed powers. I'll take on the mantle of this comics that I used to read, which is how Jay Garrick was like portrayed, or like stories of him was portrayed back then. And then Jay Garrick got merged into that universe, comic books, whatever.
Yeah.
Then what happened was the exact same accident that happened to Barry Allen happened to his nephew, or no, his girlfriend's nephew, Wally West. So, and when I say exact, I mean fucking exactly the same. And he's like, oh, okay, well, you be the Kid Flash, you'll be my sidekick. I'll teach you how to use your speed powers without, running through something.
Is that
because they can do that?
Kid
They can
Flash
vibrate
from
their
Teen
molecules.
Titans?
Yeah, that's Wally West.
Okay.
Also, Kid Flash. Wait, from Teen Titans?
Yeah.
No, the one from Teen Titans is the fourth one, because that's the most popular Kid Flash. The Wally West became Flash in pretty short order, and he
Yeah, no one
Like,
liked him, didn't they?
I don't know. I liked him. Like, what was it? Young Justice.
Yeah, I didn't. I
That
didn't
was the
watch.
guy. That was Wally West. I loved Young Justice. It was such a great show. And I liked how they introduced the fourth Flash. Or when I say Flash, kind of quotation marks around it. Bart Allen,
Yeah,
Barry
that's
Allen's
the one from the
great
new
grandson.
from the new
Yeah,
Teen Titans comic book.
yeah. Like from the you're talking about the comic book. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Barry. That's Bart Allen,
Okay.
and he's been part of the Teen Titans before, as has Wally West before him. It's, whole lineages in that situation. What Bart Allen's his grandson from like in the future most of the time, or some other way, because comic books. And he's one of my favorite for mostly just because his powers are just like a little bit more extreme, or at least they used to be. I like what they've done with him in the new Teen Titans, by the way.
Yeah, I really liked the new Teen. Well, there were some arcs that kind of lost me.
Oh yeah, that was a bit
But,
weird. That just kind of trailed off.
Yeah, but for the most part, I really liked it.
Yeah, but I like him because in at least the original kind of comic book series, he was. He all had the same powers. I don't know if he could run faster than the other guys, but he could run at least as fast. And most of the time, so all of them can like speed read stuff, but the problem is they like lose their information after like 24 hours, I think.
So yeah, can there? Because to run that fast, like breaking this down all science, like your brain has to be able to move as fast, so they can just absorb knowledge that quickly.
Yeah, well, like that's basically what was happening, but Bart Allen could actually read everything and remember it all. So that was like a throwaway line in one of the books where he's like, someone asked him, "What did you do today? What did you do today?" And he's like, "Oh, I read the entire public library." And because he remembers all that shit, he can be a bit more helpful. Yeah. That's one of the things about the Flash that I find a little bit strange, in that they've kind of so they have the Speed Force, which is essentially when they run in the Speed Force. So it doesn't matter kind of what clothes they're wearing in the comic books, at least. It's like coating them and kind of protecting them from the fucking speed of sound winds. Like when they're going near light speed, it doesn't matter how far. It doesn't matter how quick you are. A fucking atom is just going to tear right through you. You're just going to be like shredded. Like that scene in X-Men Last Stand, when what's her face goes all crazy and starts blowing shit up, and they're just like tearing the particles apart.
Yeah, Dark Phoenix. I blocked most of that movie out of my memory.
Yeah. That was a crazy movie. Fucking dumb. God damn it.
All I remember about that movie is at the end, after the credits, Dr. X shows back, or Professor X shows back up. Dr. X.
That'd be great. Doctor. No, it's at the end of that when Magneto's like because he got injected with it took away his powers or something.
Yeah, he lost his powers.
He's sitting there and he started to move it, like it moved just a little bit, and he was like, oh shit.
And then they just dropped it.
Yeah.
And went into
they're just
the
like,
past.
his powers came back. I love Days of Future Past. That was
a good movie. I actually really liked that.
It was really cool. That's one of the things where I think Hugh Jackman is a really good actor, but I'm noticing him from the first X-Men movie to now. I'm like he's obviously had more training in terms of not only in acting but also in like fitness. Yeah. He is ridiculously jacked in this movie. Like when I say jacked, I mean like he's not huge. Like that's about as much muscle as you can put on without doing steroids.
Yeah, he's Hugh Jackman.
He looks like a comic book character, which I thought was really good, because if you look at like all those pictures or the drawings of Wolverine, that's kind of what he looks like when like he's flexing and he's got his claws out. You can see the veins on his veins.
Yeah, he's like ripping apart his shirt as he flexes.
Yeah. That shit's so funny. By the way, what was it? Wolverine's supposed to be like 5'5" or something, right? He's supposed to be a really short character.
Yeah.
In the comics, apparently he's supposed to be.
He kind of jumps around.
Yeah. But Hugh Jackman's like 6'5".
Hugh Jackman's a giant.
He's a very tall man, and I didn't know he was Australian for like after the first movie. Even like when I was talking before about the trailer, I was talking about the fact that I'd seen that recently in relation to another movie. Yeah. But I didn't know he was Australian for a while because I hadn't heard of him really. and I found out he was Australian. I'm like, oh, cool. I didn't know what his Australian accent sounded like. So I, looked him up. I was like, man, he's got a really Australian accent.
I think
it's more like mine. Yeah.
Yeah, you sound pretty Australian to us Americans.
Yeah. I do, but if I got someone from like Parramatta or somewhere in the eastern states, that would be more typical in terms of slang and whatnot. Or if my grandfather, I would love to have my grandfather on this show.
We get your grandfather, Brent's mom, call it a day.
And I would just be so bizarre because my granddad would probably get along with you guys. My granddad gets along with everyone really well, but the amount of Australianisms that he would throw out, you just be like, hold on there, Ross. What does that mean?
Like, give me an example. What's the most Australian thing that you think he would say?
Oh, my granddad? Jeez. That's a really open question. That's a really big question. Oh, jeez.
Loaded. Pick your answer carefully.
This is one of the things where I'm not 100% sure on. So, God damn, I really don't know, but it's just something that I've just gotten used to.
Yeah, you don't know when something is super Australian.
Yeah.
It's only once you've said it and we're like, hold on, what did you just say?
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
So yeah, is there anything else you wanted to talk about today?
What about?
I guess we don't have any emails. Oh yeah, you are in the Destiny beta.
Yeah, I saw the live stream they did of that in the IGN's live stream, and I was like, oh cool, this looks interesting. And then I came back and like 30 minutes later and started watching more of it, and I was like, I'm really interested in this because I was interested in Destiny before, but didn't know really what to make of it because it has a really good pedigree, and I mean, Bungie has done great games in the past. I mean, even further in the past, they haven't done some great games, but
that marathon.
Oof. But Destiny is really cool, and I would describe it as kind of. So I would describe Destiny as kind of like there's Halo and imagine kind of Borderlands, and it's kind of sliced in the middle, where it has like kind of imagine the look and feel more of a when I say like look and feel like the shooting is very very seems to be more Halo-like, like the guns are like Halo-like, but they're all like it's really weird. It's kind of a mashup of both of them in a way that makes it completely different. Like the numbers are flying off the characters, which they obviously didn't do in Halo because that would have made that a very strange game.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah,
especially because there is not numbered health.
Yeah, in like it's got a bunch of different guns, like also in Borderlands, but it's got this kind of the world building of Halo, like the big, epicness of Halo.
Giant universe.
Yeah, giant universe. This is happening, and the darkness is coming, and it's about to fuck shit up. But
it's already a trilogy, isn't it?
I thought it was just going to be one huge thing.
Oh, I mean, but multiple games. Like they've already announced that they're going to have 3 at least, right?
I think so, yeah.
Or am I confusing that with Titanfall? I don't know. I'm sure both of them will have at least 3 games apiece.
Probably. I think it's really well integrated into itself, into the way that the menu is kind of it's all simplified and it's start in and move to this and move to launch. Like when you move from multiplayer to single player, even though it's all technically online, and you can drop into someone else's game if you want to. Like if you and I were both playing Destiny at the same time, I could come into a fire team, into a member of your team, and just help out.
Is that available in the beta?
Yeah. So you, me, and Brant, and we could all go together in and do a story mission together. And then they have these random world events where it's this is a giant super boss, everybody fucking get it, and you'll get a cool piece of loot, you get a cool gun, you'll get a new, I don't know, whatever.
So it's actually like online Borderlands, but...
Yeah, it kind of is, actually.
Well, Okay, Borderlands had 2-player, but it wasn't really like you wouldn't have those massive events with tons of people.
Yeah. It's yeah, I can see what you're saying. Yeah, it is kind of more Borderlands Online. It would be what you would imagine a natural evolution of that would be, and
Yeah.
also kind of. And I like the way that Bungie's taking it. I like the way that when you leave the tower, because at any time you press the touchpad on, you click in the touchpad on the PS4, it brings up you're holding what's called a ghost. It's like the little robot that everyone freaked out that was Peter Dinklage, and that he didn't sound like a robot, and he sounds more like a robot now. But you can use that, and you can either teleport back to the tower at any point during your missions, or in the middle of a game if you want. Which I mean, in the middle of a what's it called, multiplayer game. Obviously, you'll lose your points, but you can do that, and you can summon your vehicle from him. But you'll teleport back to the tower, which is the main area, and you can like communicate like, oh, I'll check up on my bounties, or I will buy a new gun, or I found this cool piece of loot that's been encrypted, which is means you can't use it right away, and you have to take it to this guy.
Level locked?
No, it's encrypted in the way there's like, imagine it's like, well, you just can't use it in like there's stuff that's level locked, but this is either maybe a slightly better piece of loot. So they do the same thing as like Borderlands and a lot of loot-based games, where it's like this is everything that's common has just got a white background. You know what I mean? There's not that much in the beta, but everything that's kind of got a green. Yeah, like the green ones with the green background are like uncommon. Like these are the slightly better ones. Maybe they're maybe they've got some sort of, what's the word? Like special power. Maybe they, when you shoot them, they're ice or fire, maybe, or fusion. No, that's a type of rifle. But like they're all different. Like here's a machine gun. This is a rapid fire gun. This is a handgun. This is your heavy gun that's on a completely different slot that you need different ammunition for. I actually like the way they've done ammunition, in the way that you've got 3 main guns that you have on you at pretty much all times. You've got your primary gun, which operates on this like white ammo, which you just pick up every time you kill an enemy pretty much, and you never run out of it. I mean, unless you're fighting one of those huge bosses and you can't get close enough to grab any ammo. Then you've got your secondary, which is like a slightly more powerful gun. It could be like a shotgun or a sniper rifle, and that runs on like this green one that drops less frequently, and you don't have as much of it. You can't hold as much of it. And then you've got a third one, which is like your more powerful. There's like a heavy gun, which is like a belt-fed machine gun, or a rocket launcher, I think, is in one of them, or something similar to a rocket launcher. And that has purple, which drops super fucking infrequently, but it's really powerful. And you've got your, obviously you've got your melee, you've got your different class attacks. Your grenades just kind of refill. So like you throw a grenade, you'll maybe wait 30 seconds and the little bar will fill back up.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Which I like. But yeah, it's really cool. I like the way that I can stop, I can go to the tower, check up on all this, and then go straight to the Crucible, which is their online multiplayer. And the one they have, the multiplayer session or type they have active now is, what's it called? It's Capture the Flag, essentially. Which I've always liked. Capture the Flag. Not Capture the Flag, sorry.
Like
the one where you...
Conquest stuff?
Conquest, yeah.
Yeah.
Conquest.
Where there's multiple different areas to get.
Yeah, where you have to defend an area, like hold this, defend it.
Yeah, hold an area while attacking a different one.
Yeah, I like how they have the little... Each class, so there are 3 classes that I've seen so far. I mean, in this beta at least, they might have more, or they might release more later on. But they have the Titan, which is kind of like your heavy close-up guy, and his main power is, so he's got a different type. Each one's got a different type of grenade, and each one's got like a different attack. I don't know the other 2, but I played as a hunter. A Titan, their super special move, you see where like the gold bar fills up. Have you seen that?
I don't think so. No.
Oh, so it's just above like your ammo and everything on the bottom left of your screen. The Titan does this cool thing where he kind of like jumps forward and imagine like a Hulk smash kind of thing, and just all this blue energy comes out, and he has to be really close to use it. The Hunter has
Is it a
this thing
sniper
called
rifle?
no, it's called the Golden Gun, where he
Okay.
does that, or your character does that, and you get granted like this super powerful revolver that shoots like three shots. And in multiplayer,
So it's
and
like
also
James Bond.
yeah, pretty much it shoots powerful shots. You hit one, and it would most of the time kill someone. Like
That's
just
cool.
straight out. It's really cool, but it's not hideously inaccurate. But you've got to make sure you have got this person in your sights.
Yeah, you got to be close to them.
Yeah. And the Warlock, which is the third class, kind of imagine what a Warlock would do. They jump up in the fucking air and throw down a magic
staff.
bomb on the ground. No, they don't have a staff. It's all
Okay.
guns.
They should have a staff.
I feel like they should. Maybe they should have a gun staff.
That
Or
would
just
be
be like-
pretty dope.
I'm just imagining the guy, he finishes shooting, oh, it's out of bullets, and he whips it around and just starts hitting bitches.
Just beats them. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's perfect. Bungie should hire us. We could
Yeah.
represent the Warlock class.
We step in there. All right. First things first, we just move
We're
everything off the
scrapping
table. Get the
everything.
fuck.
You need
Get
a,
the fuck.
you need a staff. You
Get this shit out of here. Yeah.
need a
Hi,
staff
Justin.
who needs to be able to hit people with it.
Yeah. We hire a whole bunch of new people. What's your name? My name is Bill. I've worked here for like 30 years. Fuck off. Get out of here. It's I really like it. After watching that IGN stream and watching, finding out a bit more about it because that piqued my interest, I went and pre-ordered it online on my PS4. So as soon as it comes out, it's going to be downloading because that seems like that's one of the first games that's going to be first games that I could buy in store that I'm just going to buy
Yeah.
and have it on my there because it seems big enough to the point where I could just keep playing it for a long time. And the multiplayer is really fun. It's really engaging. I'm imagining as a couple of weeks after it comes out, I'm going to be more than
Awful.
useless. Just
Yeah.
terrible. You're like,
But-
oh, cool. I've done a bit of this. Oh, this is fun. I'll come back tomorrow because I've got to sleep and work. And you're like,
And
how
in,
did everybody
in
get
those
up to level?
12 hours, everybody just wrecked you.
Yeah.
Hopefully it'll be like Halo, though, where there's an audience that plays it for a long time. Because Halo 2 was still going until like the day they shut it down.
Yeah.
Halo 3 remained popular for a really long time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I think that about wraps up all the things that we have been wanting to talk about. Unless you can think of anything else.
I
You hit
think
me,
that's
you hit
pretty
me
much
with
it
some
for
good
me.
Australian facts today.
Yeah.
I asked you for some, and I got them. I
They're-
now
they're really-
know very,
Yeah.
very well how your television system works.
Yeah, I can't wait to. And we say this pretty much every week, but I can't wait for Beyond 400 because I can't wait to actually record there with you guys,
Yeah,
and we can live look at this stuff because it's a little bit annoying this this bit of delay.
yeah.
that makes it a bit more
It
difficult.
can get in the
It
way.
can get it. Yeah,
That signal man got to swim all the way across the ocean. Takes some time.
yeah. Koalas.
Long. Then the koalas pick it up at the shore, deliver it to Brent's house. That's how we record our shows. It's a very expensive process.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm Connor. You can find me on Twitter at ConnorPoz, ConnorPoz. Brent, where can people find you on the internet?
People can find me at Brent C Turner on Twitter, and maybe sometime in the future, maybe soon, you might be able to find me writing for people. Not in a really professional way where I'm getting paid, just as for fun and me to throw my ideas at people. I mean, more
Yeah.
than now.
So I was going to say people should email us, but I don't know what our email address is. Do you?
Our email address, I thought it was minorleaguegeeks@gmail.com.
Okay, I wasn't sure if it was ML Geeks. So email us at minorleaguegeeks@gmail.com and tweet us at MLGeeks. I know that one for sure. And yeah, I think Brant will be back next week, and we'll see you then. Bye.
See you then. Bye.